Let's review. So Liverpool came up against Chelsea this evening in what was quite a pivotal match. Probably more especially for us, I would say, as Liverpool and Chelsea, obviously, they'd be obviously looking to secure their position on the title, and they kind of have done that a little bit as well by getting a draw. It was a 1-1 tonight, but I can't fault the attitude of our players. I really can't, and it's such a turnaround in performance. And let's not forget, Mane didn't come onto the pitch until about 75 minutes or something like that. Anyway, so we can't even say the arrival back of Mane has really impacted the performance. In those latter minutes, those last 15 minutes, he was having a good impact, and it's really, really good to have him back. But during those right up until then, even for the whole game, the attitude of the players was what was key. Yes, we got a draw. If Mignolet had paid a little bit more attention to the actual free kick situation, maybe that free kick doesn't go in. And it was a good free kick in off the inside post. And it was credit to David Luiz, because he used to get slagged off quite a lot, but he's turning into one hell of a defender. And he's got that free kick ability. It's unbelievable. But Mignolet really could have done a lot better. But he just seemed to he had a lapse of concentration somewhere. And it could have been a lot better for us, Credit to Mignolet, he saved the penalty late on against Costa. That was very good. But what I enjoyed tonight about Liverpool was we controlled the game. And we've been controlling games a lot lately. The only disappointing thing was our finishing. That chance that Firmino had that he blasted over the bar was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It was weighted awesomely for him. But it just went over the bar. And this is the thing. It looked like a team that's going to start playing its way back into form. I know we've gone out of the cups recently, and that's disappointing because we most likely won't get any silverware this year. But the positive thing is, it looks like we're going to start playing our way into form, I should say, not out of form. We've been out of form for too long at the moment. January has been a bit of a write-off. We played a lot of games in January, and games and such like that just haven't been going our way. It's been one of those months, right? Let's try and forget about it. Let's also try and remember that we are still somehow 3 points clear of 5th position. We're still in the top 4. Positions 4, 3 and 2 are all quite close to each other at the moment. So in terms of points, because we all dropped points, Arsenal lost. I think Tottenham maybe drew. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't checked on their result yet. But, somehow we're still in the top 4. We've still got a little bit of clearance. And we've got Sadio Mane back. He'll most likely be back fully. I expect him to be in for 90 minutes or something like that on our next game, and having that back in there is just going to open up so many more opportunities for us, maybe get us playing a little bit more similar to how we were when he was with us before the African Cup of Nations and stuff like that as well. And the key thing as well is it looks like most of our main players are now back when we've had a fair few injuries. So Coutinho, when he was out, that was quite disappointing. Mane, obviously being at the African Cup of Nations. Matip, having the confusion around him being able to even play, even though he wasn't injured at some points as well. That was difficult to get through. We had a lot of difficulties. We had a lot of fixtures, and a lot of those fixtures we brought on ourselves with the fact that we weren't closing games out, and especially the cup games as well. But we now have to move on, and I've got to credit Liverpool for their attitude. You've also got to credit the fans as well that were at Anfield. They created one hell of an atmosphere. They were responding to Klopp and everything that he was asking of them. Liverpool controlled that game. Chelsea looked like they were going to do exactly what other teams been doing to us, where they were going to get us on the counter, and they nearly did catch us out a couple of times. Diego Costa fluffed a penalty that it just wasn't a good penalty. I don't know, if you'd absolutely blasted that one, it probably goes in, but for some reason he tries to place it, and it wasn't even a good placement. He knew that. He didn't have the best of games himself. He wasn't allowed to put himself about as much, and you've got to put a lot of that down to Matip as well. Matip and Lovren, they did look pretty good tonight. They weren't perfect. No player was perfect tonight, but the attitude and work rate of the players was what mattered, and that seemed to be what was missing in the previous games we've had during this month. The attitude, and to actually get after them, get after the play, make things happen. That goal by Wijnaldum, that was just, it looked like it was a good cross in, and whoever it was that headed it on to Wijnaldum to then head it in from close range, very, very good. But it all had purpose, and you looked at how many of our players were actually in the box at that point. unreal, and it made such a difference that people were in the box and they were actually waiting. That's what we've been missing. More than missing Mane, and Mane was a huge miss, a massive miss. You have to also look at the attitude that actually went along with the games that we played. Now, hopefully, if we can take that, and hopefully it's not just one of those, oh, it's a big game sort of attitudes that's come into the team for tonight, and hopefully we can kick on next couple of games and stuff like that, at least solidify our top 4 chances and stuff like that as well, because Chelsea are no pushovers, obviously. Everybody knows that. There's no point even trying to say that, but it was a very good performance in terms of what we could have coming up next. I haven't even looked at who we're playing next because we've had so many games lately. I didn't even do a preview for this one because I'll be honest with you, I thought we were going to lose it pretty handily, but that's just me being honest. I honestly thought we were going to lose it pretty handily, and also I was quite busy. I didn't get back from work till quite late, and by the time I would have got it done, it wouldn't have been out before the match, and it would have looked Anyway, no more excuses. I'm pleased with the result to at least have got a draw. We had the opportunity to win it, and I think we had more opportunities to win it than they did, and that has to count for something. Now we have something that we can possibly build off again. And if you look at our Premier League form as well, if you consider the cup games and stuff like that, it doesn't look great, our overall form, but just the Premier League, we're not doing too badly. We're still in the top 4. We're still in the hunt for top 4. I still think the title's out of reach. I think we're too many points behind now, but we've got 15 games to go now. We've just got to prove our worth. Basically, we have to prove our worth, and that is all we've got to do. If we can keep in the top 4 at the end of this season, it is progress. Those of other opposition fan bases, like Arsenal fans, and this isn't a blanket one either, like Arsenal fans, Man United fans especially, that are very vocal about if Klopp only gets top 4, it's a failure. Yeah, I can see why people would say that, but let's not forget, the guy only took over. This is his first full season. Yes, we should be doing better in the cup competitions, granted. And he even said he made mistakes himself. Something that most managers or some top-level managers don't do. That they don't admit that they made mistakes. He came out, he said he made mistakes. You can absolutely respect that. Even if you don't like it, you have to respect it. You also have to look at the fact that Liverpool aren't a team or a club that have a disposable income where you can bring in 60, 70, 80 million pound players. That's not what they're going to be. And I don't think they would ever be that unless they ever got took over by some giant, massively rich consortium or some sort of, I don't know what it is. Like if you had like a Man City or something like that and a sheik who just wants to blitz his money into a team. I don't think Liverpool will ever be that. And in the hands of Klopp, that is perfect because he's great at being able to utilise young talent. He's proven it in the past. Let's also look at people that are looking at that Dortmund success. Now, you have to remember, the Dortmund success that Klopp had was built over a couple of years. It didn't happen instantaneously. If you allow the man to build and you trust in the man himself and believe what can happen, good things will happen, and I guarantee I can't guarantee that good things are going to happen. You can't put a guarantee on anything, but I guarantee that I think good times will happen as long as we allow ourselves to believe and be realistic as well. Let the man build. If you look at it in perspective, it's not a great length of time where from when he took over from Brendan Rodgers. Okay, this is his first full season. Okay, let's appreciate that. He had his first transfer window in the summer. I think he did pretty well, but there's obviously going to be improvements to make. He doesn't want to make those improvements in January. Fair play. Fine. Then we move on. We go on as we have done for the rest of this season, and then we get into the summer again, and we build again. And if we get into the top 4, the Champions League places, we get even a guaranteed place, 3rd or 2nd or something like that. It means that we are guaranteed to be in that Champions League with the pull of Klopp. It means that we'll also be able to players around the world will be able to see that he's building something and that he'll actually make it a little bit, not easier, because nothing's ever easy in things like transfer markets. Things aren't as straightforward as they always come across, or as they can come across, I should say. But you've got to let the man build. Give him time. Let's not try and jump the gun on some things. Yes, I've jumped the gun in some of my videos as well, where I've criticised how the team have played and stuff like that, and how we should maybe be a bit more active in the transfer window and stuff like that as well. But let's also try and keep in perspective the manager that we have, his philosophy that he has in terms of the type of transfers that he'll bring in. I don't anticipate he'll ever bring in like a top ready-made star. He'll probably bring in someone that he wants to make a star. Maybe Mane is that person that he's brought in. Who knows? God knows we love the guy and we've missed him for the last month. Anyway, I'm starting to get onto tangents that don't make any sense, so I'm going to cut the video off here. I hope you guys are happy with the video. I hope you guys are quite happy with the result as well. You can accept a draw against the Premier League leaders at the moment, and it also means we still stay in the top 4, and at the moment that's got to be our main priority, is to get in the top 4 and build on for next year, and maybe see what we can do this year. If we can push higher, why not? But at the moment, top 4 is a realistic target for us, I think. And I think that would have been a target at the start of the season. So I don't think, overall, we're doing too badly. So if you've enjoyed the video, please drop a like on the video. Thank you ever so much for watching. As always, subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll catch you later.